Hi, this is Julie here to talk to you about my mission. And hopefully it's a little bit of a long story, but hopefully I can make it a bit shorter for now. The easiest way to tell it is to just explain that I had an experience on a specific date, April 26th, 2008, that I had been out hiking a lot, going out for drives in this area. I was new to the Kootenays. It's a beautiful area, and this one day I went to a lake nearby. I decided to go and check it out because my dad had taken me by there once, and it was frozen at the time, and I just remembered wanting to visit it again. It was a lake right at there's like mountains coming up right beside it. It's just a gorgeous setting, so I wanted to go back there when the lake was thawed. So that's why on this day, April 26th, I decided to go and see if the ice was off the lake, if it was thawed. And when I got there, I pulled up in my car and I just grabbed I think just keys and my camera in my pockets. And I walked over to the edge of the lake. And I was just in awe. And I don't know, turned my back to the water, and there was wind blowing, and it sounded like the ocean for some reason, like the way that the water was lapping the shore from the wind. And then I could hear a bird flying overhead, and I could hear the wind in its wings, and I've never noticed that before. I've never, it just seemed like I could hear everything. The grass was dry and it was rustling, and I walked around the lake and I took pictures, and all my thoughts just went. They were just gone. And it was a mystical experience. It was interesting. It was for 4.5 hours. And it's not that I had zero thoughts during that whole time, but I don't know, it was just a different experience. And when I left there, and it was interesting because I was transitioning out of this experience that I had sort of back to a normal, I'm driving and putting music on like I normally did, but the music was just too busy. So I ended up turning it off, and then when I would try to put some back on, I put classical on, and that was a little better. And when I caught up with my friends and family later, I said to them, I just had like the most amazing day. I think I had a spiritual awakening, and I didn't know what one was. I had no clue what one was. I had never read about it. I had never been seeking that. And so the strange part was when I started researching and reading about it, the descriptions of other people's spiritual awakenings were exactly what I experienced that day. And more than that, what came out of that experience was it was a huge, instant, powerful change in me. Overnight, I lost pretty much like all sense of fear, guilt, shame, and embarrassment. All that stuff was just gone. And the ability to relive my past thoughts over and over and over, which I had been doing up until that day. I had been doing a lot of it. It was gone, and it was funny because I almost tried to get that back. There's a little bit of me that was like, I kind of liked, replaying what happened the other day that I really enjoyed, that I want to, keep thinking about, and I couldn't. I didn't have the ability in that moment anymore. And it was actually, that was a bit of a frustration to not be able to do that anymore. But then when I just let it go and forgot about it, I realized how free I was. There was no more of that reliving the past, also no more striving for the future, no more attachment to pretty much anything. I just instantly had this knowledge that everything is okay no matter what has happened in this life. Everything works out. We all return to this power that we came from, and it's all wiped clear, and it's all okay. and it's not to trivialize any suffering that we experience in this life, because I've experienced suffering. I didn't have the greatest background for a long time. It wasn't the worst either, but it wasn't the best. There were definitely some challenges in life, and but I know that it all goes away. It all gets resolved when we return to that source that we came from. And not only that, we can experience that now. We don't have to, it's not something that comes at when you die necessarily. It's something that we can experience right now. So that is my mission. My mission is to help anyone who has been seeking that experience, and who, even anybody who maybe they don't know they're seeking, but they find me somehow and they're open to that. And, I had that experience, so I recognize it, and I think there are ways that you can open yourself up to it, and I think that I can help lead somebody in that direction. So that's my mission. I'm not quite sure how to really present it yet. So I'm just getting online, doing some things that are already in place, and I think things just will evolve on their own. But ultimately, that's my mission. My mission is to help people reach toward that experience that I had that was so freeing for me, and that I know that anybody can have. I'm not special. It can happen to anybody. So thank you for listening, and if you feel inspired to comment, please do so below.